WIFTV-PM.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink meat.
Pink, so like it's like you see it.
Pink tip, it be pink.
And then pink on
Yeah,
the tip.
I don't like.
So have a light-skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark, so it's nasty off to me.
Okay, so
I feel like it's supposed to be pink because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be dark because then I'm going to say you dirty.
Right, sister. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
And yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune in, then I school them. They said, homie, this shit ain't real, it's just illusions used to fool men, women and child to confusion. Start running wild, changing views when niggas think they winning when they losing. Caught up in movements, moving foolish, letting life fool them, betting they life losing, trying to better their life with vice moving, cruising, grabbing clicks and cruising, bagging chicks and dudes off tips with slick maneuvers, turn OGs to broke D's and hungry crooks. Stand sideways, my way, giving me funny looks. That's why I hide my money in books. They scared to learn, allergic to words, swerving towards murderous curves. In the dark, working the curve. I'ma still shine cause I'm the light and I'ma burn to my purpose to serve. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance balance between your soul and your body, and control is the science. Pussy on the brain, T-bone steaks, a pint of dog, light in the jar, pushing cane on the paper, writing bars. Lines are similar, the scars that run deep. I've been involved in the race since the beginning, running these streets like Kenyans when it was dark with no heat. Used to spar with the stars before I nod to sleep. I hardly speak, it's hard for me, but all I see from the broads and the cars on this darkest street, parts of me from the heart is hard, and Mars was deep, starving for the part when we would start to eat. Since Marvin argued deep with an armory of harmony, charming my father's feet, calm them, alcoholic talking, constantly walking through the valley with his arms on me. I've been here since life in itself, good versus evil in the hood with my people fight myself. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and your body, and control is the science. Quiet is kept, my words kept, miners and vets, higher than pilots and jets, behind the sirens and tech, shorties crying out west. It's been a war going on since Osiris and Set, before man acquired the text, written in stone on walls and soft laws, and the signs of command of how society slept in the eyes of the best. The science of life and dying, look the desires of flesh. We lost while we flossed the both side of the checks, while we all buying the best. Diamond shines on our necks, wet with blinding effects, the kind that remind me of blinding baguettes. In a timepiece that a time lead, make time freeze, live and direct. In 60 seconds time, me is hardly a heartbeat. A heartbeat, a thing that separates my mind and my flesh, rewinding my steps to where I first started. I'm God. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science.
You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested, baby.
Right here on What's in It for the Black People Meet.
There's gotta be some changes made. Oh, right now in your life.
I don't know what the fuck be making niggas think they can fuck with me. Stay with a small circle to ensure I stay sucker free. Peace to the niggas rockin', those that truly got love for me. To the women that be lusting me, they dreaming of fucking me. Lick your fingertips and rub your clit to this, and let my voice bring you the climax. My raps is more real than any 3D or IMAX. Listen and digest this fly shit like Venus flytraps. Side-eye niggas that speak on my city, you Chirac. Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights that wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy with hiding behind the screen naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit, I'm killing everything. While bitches sleeping on me, I'm setting fire to bed frames. Replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain, these other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline, it's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
Better. Traffic jam fan, you know it. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on Old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, nah they gon' rap. Big dumb cats, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son left. black. I'm from the era where the niggas did scrap. Seen the same person shot with 2 different straps. You don't want this, now you don't want that. Tired of fuck shit, wanna take a nap. I'm a dog on these chicks, just a different cat. Must make at least a M to make an impact. Made just paint the Benz matte black. Fresh head to toe, never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Check, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indy, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid-pack. See you talk, that's just big cap. Nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. Fuck your opinion, nigga, in fact. You fuck my bitch, shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me, can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blood to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. I'm from the middle of the map. We ride big Chevys, big Cadillacs. I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. We shaking up, don't give too much that. No, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.
Mellow finesse, calm and collected. You know what I'm talking about? Bitch nigga disrespect, bitch nigga disrespect. Finesse crew, finesse clan. Not here. All you hang hoes drop dead. Add up, add mo. Count money, smoke dope. Count money, smoke dope. That's what I do the most. Add up, add mo. That's what I do the most. Styling on you, ho. That's what I do the most. Remember I was broke. Not no more. Count money, smoke dope. That's what I do the most. Add up, add mo. That's what I do the most. Styling on you, ho. That's what I do the most. Remember I was broke, but I ain't no more. My mother and my bro. They who I do it for. Remember sharing clothes, sleeping on the floor. Wake me up, Sunday Bible school, but I ain't wanna go. Time I wasted, cause I was confused, but I ain't no more. In the basement, washing out my clothes. My fingers cold, fucking on different races of hoes. They don't wanna go, trading places, us ramming them hoes. Fuck them on the floor, get your paper, that's all I was told. Since I was a shorty, ride around, trying to sell my weed. That's so important, laying down, took a sip of that lean, and now I'm snoring. Watch your mouth before your lips land by your Jordans. Numbers ones all the time, cause I couldn't afford them. I be high like a plane, like where we going. Can't switch sides in my lane. I know where I'm going. Times change, came a long way from saving quarters. All this eye surrounding me. I should live in the forest, count money, smoke dope. That's all I do the most. Add up, add more. That's what I do the most. Styling on you hoes. That's what I do the most. Remember I was broke, but I ain't no more. Count money, smoke dope. That's what I do the most. Add up, add more. That's what I do the most. Styling on you hoes. That's what I do the most. Remember I was broke, but I ain't no more. Mellow finesse. Come collect till a bitch nigga disrespect. Finesse crew. Not here. Are you hating those? Drop dead. I'll be stepping right over you motherfuckers. Count money, smoke dope. Add up, add more. Add up, add more. Count money. Count money, smoke dope. Count money, smoke dope.
You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Meet.
Day one. Yes, sir, I like how that sound right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of inspirational. It's like everybody got a goal. They're trying to reach or alive. They're trying to live, man. We bumps in the road. You gotta keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? If it don't kill you, it make you strong. You know what I'm saying? My story right here. Yeah, it takes a special kind of mind to grind and work from the bottom and climb up the ladder of success in time. It doesn't matter what the test is, every step is another level till I step in at the next in line, no question. I'm considered one of the best, my whole life invested in, holding mics and sketching rhymes, you guessed it. More mind, still restless, yes, even pressed up my records on my own dime. As many battles I blew breath in, and open mics I blessed. I'll never be labeled an overnight success, passing out CDs, doing shows for free, then dabbing Bo to E so that my soul could speak over these soulful beats that's so cold to me. Like the breeze in the shower, we be posted deep. All the prices that I paid, the sacrifices I made, it'll all come to life one day, someday. Just be patient, man. Bumps the road ain't nothing. Rotate, doesn't stop. Check it out. Look, I remember it like yesterday, trying to get my record played at a radio station where they play hits for days. Having a conversation with this lady I'm facing while she making a statement made for me. She said, "Look, it's too many words in your hook. You need to work on your look. For what it's worth, I never took her words personal. But at first, I wasn't certain though if she knew my words are personal and not just verses and books until the curtain closes. This is my version of what I know, learning in first person till I blow, and still I know how it feels to know I'm the deal. Did you still feel like a deal is just right, or a deal just might still add to my appeal? But they won't know I'm real till I touch my first million, right? I'ma chill till my bars is felt and play my hand with the cards I'm dealt, and that's the plan till it's solved itself. Yeah, everything you want this world is yours. All you gotta do is claim it, man. Be patient, work hard, man. Don't make it. Yo, it's damn near impossible to shop music without lots of loot to maneuver and make moves with. So I stay in tune with my pursuit. Fuck trying to recoup, I'm trying to juke and move units. The truth is, I'm used to excuses dudes give, like you can do what I do, food and prove it. Walk in my shoes then. I'm used to goofy producers and ghouls that try to misuse you quick. Why you got it confused? If you think it's about groupie chicks and interviews in a mix, it ain't got ghouly, but I truly got the tools to overcome obstacles, including this music biz. I'ma shine like jewels, unlike these Rubik's Cube dudes with all this woo-woo-woo when they spit. Mick Luda is the future, so get used to this. It's day one, not a crew or clique. It's a new beginning.
WIIFT PM. WIIFT PM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size.
What's good, everybody? You know what time it is. It's time to get down with the illest independent sports media outlet in the land. You know us as the Bigs, man. I'm T-Tom coming to you as usual with my brother Eugene. What's good, bro?
Yes, sir. What's the Benoski, my brother?
I'm feeling good, Gino. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm still coming down from a very beautiful weekend. Gino, I was thinking on the way in here, like, we need to just go ahead and call the first segment "What You Been On" or something.
Yeah, what you on? What you on?
Yeah, man, something like that, because I feel like I gotta show love real quick. Shout out to my family, Gino. Before we get started, first and foremost, you know what I mean? I spent Saturday with my cousin Chanel.
I saw Chanel glowing up, the glow pics.
Man, oh man, shocked me. You know what I mean?
Good.
Never ceased to amaze me. She's an amazing individual, but she's truly glowing on another level. Her fiance just had a baby shower, which was also on her birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was July 10th was her baby shower, and it was also her birthday
celebration.
Double dip. And it was definitely a big celebration for it. And then we had to get up the next day for my play sister. I feel like everybody has a play sister, you know. But she got married, or we celebrated her marriage. She actually was married a couple months ago.
And this is
Asia. So
right.
She bartended our Christmas event a couple of years ago.
Right.
And that was just an epic celebration, Gino. I got to tell you right quick, it felt so good to be around people I grew up with, like from my high school days, and kind of get it in like one more time. And they played all of the music we came up with, bro. It was truly a beautiful thing. We kind of juked it out a little bit in that mud, got it in.
Was in there footworking,
bobbing, all of that. So, yeah, Gino had a very good night out in Barrington.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was out there with the rich folks.
It was beautiful out there. And honestly, the drive on the way back was real peaceful. But yeah, Gino, more than anything, though, I'm happy to be back down on the soil with family. I know we got a few things to talk about.
The members.
Come on, man.
It's, members only, Joe. That's what our
like
comment section is called. Members only.
Yes, sir, Gino. Man, we got some, real business to talk about, man. Wilson Contreras kind of letting the chopper ring on the guys.
He let the Uzi spit.
Man, Tim Anderson is finally an all-star. I feel like when you sit back and realize that this is his first all-star appearance for everybody, it's kind of surprising, because you're talking about a guy that has a batting title. He's just been an elite hitter in the league.
Man, been leading the league in hits. Right.
Yeah, so got to talk about that for a little bit with All-Star Weekend kicking off in the Home Run Derby tonight.
Damn.
You know?
I feel, and yeah, we can get to baseball, but I feel like Major League Baseball does the best job of presenting their All-Star festivities. I love NBA.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, by far. And I feel like the game itself, because and again, I'm biased. I'll admit I'm biased, even though how much I love the NBA, how much I love basketball.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, All-Star Saturday night, it's 3-point dunk contest.
But it's not the same. It lost its luster.
Well, see, now that's how I feel about
the
Home Run Derby.
Really?
I haven't had that feeling about the Home Run Derby in a while.
Okay. And I don't necessarily mean the Home Run Derby itself. I just mean All-Star, Major League Baseball's All-Star
Bruh,
package.
I remember you get the Home Run Derby, and then after that, you get the celebrity softball
game. Yep.
But then I feel like the All-Star game, and I was actually a fan of it when it actually meant something.
Right.
When home field for the World Series was on the line, even though I thought it was kind of outrageous to put home field of the championship
on the
series,
All-Star game.
But it still made the game kind of fun.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So although I'm totally looking forward to the game, I always watch the All-Star game. I had some questions for you about the home run derby because I got the email with the bracket, and I'm like, so it's the bracket thing again.
So yeah, you got to fill me in because I'm not even aware of how it's set up.
It's tournament style, so guys are going head to head.
I think it was like that last year.
It was like that last year, and it was cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but there's a couple of guys in here this year that I know. I mean, our minds is Pete Alonso,
who you probably would.
Yeah.
If you had to just go off the top, that's probably who you put your bread on.
Or is Ohtani? Ohtani is in it, right?
Ohtani is in it.
Come on, Joe.
The guy that hasn't taken BP all year.
Yeah, Joe, I'm looking forward to seeing if how magic, that can be, just watching him just, launch balls into the crowd. Because, man, the home runs he hits in the middle of games are absolutely incredible,
He's an animal.
He just yanks mugs just like damn near 500 feet all the time, so... but on top of that, Gino, I know we didn't talk about this before the show, but Robert Acuna Jr., man, with the ACL injury that has him on the shelf for the rest of the season. Man, oh man, Gino, just injuries, and I feel like in all sports have been like more devastating than ever lately. So may have a couple of questions about that if we got time, but I got what's going on with you, bro? Where should we start?
Oh man, I've been chilling, bro. I mean, I spent Friday and Saturday at Wrigley Field. Yesterday, the baseball guys looked out for not only myself, but for the Cubs as well.
Yeah.
Losers of 13 of their last 15. So there was a slight drizzle. It didn't rain hard at all yesterday, so I'm pretty sure they could have played the game.
I was surprised. That was just one that was like, you know what, let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
Stick a fork in this.
I mean, the forecast did call for like 80%.
Oh, yeah, it did.
So, but it didn't. It never came down really hard. So I felt like they could have definitely gotten that game in because it showered and it was raining the entire day Saturday.
Yeah.
So they could have gotten it in, but shout out to the baseball guys. Didn't have to make that trek to Wrigley Field, which is, I love the trek driving down Lakeshore.
I feel you.
But especially on a gloomy Sunday, 68 degrees.
That's kick your feet up energy on a Sunday,
Which is what I did, man. I ended up watching Black Widow. Sepia made me watch Black Widow.
Yes, sir.
And I'm
you got under the Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Like growing up, I wasn't a huge comic book guy.
I can't front. I'm laughing at the idea because I wouldn't put that on the menu for you, Black Widow.
No, but it was dope.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. And then the thing that gets me about these movies, especially like Star Wars, being that I came up in the Star Wars era.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
My dad and my big brother are huge Star Wars fans, and I just was getting on Ja's nerves a couple of days ago, bringing her up to speed on some of the more recent Star Wars movies.
Yeah, it's mind bending.
It is, bro. It's a web. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole nother universe.
But the fact that they got us watching these movies out of order has blown me to the 10th power.
See, now they're out of order. And you know what I mean, but they come in like episodes. You know what I mean, so like you may get the middle of the story first, then you get the prequel.
That's why I watched Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's like
it's not
number 9 in the.
But it's the third movie that came out though.
Unbelievable.
It's definitely like later in the Luke Skywalker kind of area.
That really
isn't that. I'm sorry, but
no, go ahead.
Told like backwards though.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're doing. So like one of them steers, like I said, I don't know which one, if it's Star Wars or Star Trek, but one of them I told is the original form is told backwards.
It's like they started in the middle.
No, they starting it forward and they like reversing it.
In Star Wars, the first movie, you got introduced to Luke Skywalker,
which was the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
right.
And the first one is the A New Hope. Star Wars: A New Hope was the very first movie. Then it was The Return of the Jedi, and then it was The Empire Strikes Back. Those were the first 3.
So I think the only ones I remember growing up are Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. What'd you say the first one was?
A New Hope. Okay. So that was like old. And see, I can go down the rabbit hole. This is old Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, my boy.
Finding Luke Skywalker.
A New Hope. So that was May 25th, 1977. So I wasn't even a year old yet.
And my dad has the stories about going to see it opening day.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So The Empire Strikes Back is 1980. So that makes it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the second one.
And then the
Return of the Jedi is 83. So I was 7.
And that's the Luke, I am your father, Darth Vader action.
Darth Vader.
And then after that, it's like 20 years, and then they came out with the what was the Star Wars movies that came out when we was like 12, 13, and they had the remember the video games that they ended up throwing in the arcades?
Yeah, but see, and that's what I like said. I don't like remember the names, but I remember seeing them.
Yeah,
it's like the story is told differently.
That was the very beginning.
The first
The
thing.
Phantom Menace was 1999.
And that was
supposed to be like the beginning, right?
Yeah, that was Luke Skywalker's father. That was Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
And so like they telling like backwards now. They like giving that to you first, and then they they tell.
And then they brought you up to current day. You know what I mean? But honestly, I haven't seen the last 2 or 3 Star Wars installments because it became a whole brand. Like Disney, you got Clone Wars, and that's kind of tied into the movies. You got the new show, which is I think the Bad Apples on Disney Plus. It's a whole you dig that Star Wars has gotten into, Gino. But you know what about the Marvel? When it comes to Marvel movies, it's like a standard. You know what I mean? You know you're going to at least get a good story. You know what I mean? Because and then, I mean, it's a couple of Marvel movies that I don't really. Not a big fan of, but most of them was off the chain. You know what I mean? Most of them you can relate to life. You know what I mean? Most of them, the action is good. You know what I mean? But Black Widow and that character, this movie, the movie has been, people have been buzzing about the movie for a long time. I actually thought it was going to come out a couple of years ago.
It was supposed to.
Before Captain Marvel.
Right.
They sat on it, and it's their first, it's the introduction right after the pandemic. So it's Marvel's back in the game now. So.
Right. No, it was good stuff, man. The animation was great. The action was great. The storyline was great. Natasha Romanoff, I remember the name.
Oh, yes, sir.
She's Black Widow, and it was something about like her past and ties to her past, and people going through absolutely everything to try to take her down. It was interesting. I usually fall asleep because it was midday, and I'm just. I'm used to being in go mode.
Oh yeah.
So when I'm just chilling,
you caught you a flick. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me get into it. So I kind of had to, you got to lock in.
Oh yeah.
So I locked in, and it was good stuff, man.
Gino, I'm definitely the king of. I'm gonna get up and watch this movie while I fell asleep on. You know what I mean? And the only movie I've seen over the last few days, Gino, is Cruella. The latest Disney movie with Emma Stone.
Okay.
The backstory of Cruella de Vil, the villain. Bro, why was it like one of Disney's best movies in the last like at least 5 years?
Cruella.
Okay. The backstory of Cruella de Vil. Gee, the music for the entire movie. I don't know who the music director was, but I gotta look it up. They were on point. That soundtrack, I'm sure, is amazing. A lot of soul, a lot of black music, a lot of black artists all through the movie, but it fit. You know what I mean? It was perfect for what they did with it. I think you would mess with that one, Gino.
Oh, it just dropped too, May 28th.
Other than that, I need some suggestions, man. My suggestion box when it comes to things to watch is empty. I would take any and all suggestions for any of the family members that's got to throw anything into the comments. Help me out.
So we talked about Summer of Soul, so we did watch that.
Yep.
Did you watch the Mary J. documentary?
I haven't seen the Mary J. documentary yet. I thought about it, but I wasn't in the mood,
Yeah, that's one of those. It was like I caught it.
Okay.
It was one of them nights where I didn't feel like sports, being that we in the game, we kind of got to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with all the info. So, some nights you just want to tune out and clear your mind of that.
Oh, yeah.
So it was one of those nights. It was about 11:30, so I'm like, I'm fully up. I don't sense any falling off in my near future. So let me go and pull this Mary J up, and it was pretty good.
It was
man.
Thorough. Like they kept it real.
Yeah,
Mary.
It was her. It was her.
Okay.
Yeah, it was her.
Yes,
it was
sir.
all her, and just a lot of pain. Mary equals pain.
Yeah, no more drama, all of that.
The Happy Mary, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to hear the Happy Mary. I know that sounds kind of bogus.
Yeah, we got to be fair to Mary the human. Like, we want her happy, but I feel like the music is always better when it's a little pain.
Yeah, it is. But even Mary, when she kind of found herself and got over her addictions and over her past, you know,
no more hateration.
Happy, all I really want,
all
of
that's
those.
A classic.
That's but it was a lot of pain. She talked about growing up in Yonkers, why she never smiled when you see her pictures. Why she never smiled.
Oh yeah,
growing up with her sister and her mom, and just
wow, bro.
Yeah, a lot of it was interesting. I mean, we all Mary fans. That was my era, so I came up, with her and Puff, and
And I didn't see my first memories of Mary was. My Life was the very first tape I had,
and that's basically what it's about. It's not they touched on what's the 411 really quick, but it was the story is Mary J. Blige, My Life. So they basically talked about the album. They talked to a few of the producers. They just talked about everything they went through to make it.
Mm-hmm.
It was good stuff, man. She kind of took it back. They surprised her a couple of times with a couple of the people that were involved.
Oh, wow.
And you could tell that that was a time in her life, like a really, it was, for us, from the outside looking in, you would have thought it was the time of her life, being on top of the world, being this major selling artist. Yeah, but deep down inside, she was going through a major thing.
Man, when you think about some of her lyrics, bro, I feel like that's my favorite thing about Mary J. Blige, is she was speaking from the soul. When she opened up the song and said, "How can I love somebody else if I don't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go?" Come on, G.
Time to let go.
Come on, you feel me? Like, yeah, she's gonna give you that life music.
No, Mary is one of them. We call them people.
Oh yeah,
Mary is definitely one of them people, man. She even now, like, Mary's aesthetic is like,
period.
Her glow is just.
Oh nah, she's one of the flyest ever.
And when they break that down, when Puff and them, they kind of break down how they wanted to present her to the world, and it was perfect. Like, when you think about.
The gold hair.
Oh man, the jumps, the jogging suits, the jersey dresses.
Oh, the jersey dress, the baseball.
Yeah, the way they wanted to present her, it all made sense. So it's something you need to check out. Like you said, it's definitely something you got to be in the mood for. But it was well worth a watch. And I enjoy Mary, man. The way she used to.
Oh yeah, she got her own vibe.
Oh, man, she used to hit it, Joe.
Yes, sir. Sir.
So yeah, the Mary J. Doc. What else, man? I can't. What else?
You know what, Gino? And this is like completely. It's a whole, another genre. But I watched a documentary called Zero Down.
Okay.
At late Saturday, like early Sunday morning, like 2, 3 in the morning, and it was a documentary about America's history in cyber attacks and how we got to where we are today. And it used the leaked files that Edward Snowden leaked of, the classified presidential documents.
Zero Down?
Zero Down. Did you peep?
I don't see it.
It's, it's about America's involvement in the cyber wars after the Bush administration. So
0 days?
0 days, yes.
Okay.
0 days.
Okay.
And, Obama green lighting, covert cyber attacks.
What's this on? Is it on
It's
Amazon?
HBO.
It's HBO?
Yeah, it's an HBO documentary. And it supposedly got involvement from anonymous inside sources. And it just left me feeling like what America is capable of as far as cyber attacks, bruh, could all hell could break loose.
A documentary focused on Stuxnet, a piece of self-replicating computer malware that the U.S. and Israel unleashed to destroy a key part of an Iranian nuclear facility, in which ultimately spread beyond its intended target.
But it spread it spread past its intended target, but on purpose, because America was toying around with other countries, and once the other countries found out, they started toying back. And before these viruses were self-replicating, Gino, they basically had checkpoints where you would let a virus loose. It would get to a certain point, and it would ask you, or it would ask, the person that set it off, what do you want me to do? Should we continue this attack? Should we retreat? Should we do a little bit more inspecting? Iran created a virus where as soon as they press the button one time, it's on. It's nothing else you can do. It's just going to destroy. And that, that was Pandora's box, Gino. You would enjoy it.
Something else I got to jot down in my my mental Rolodex, man.
I feel like the family members would really enjoy that when they held no punches on Obama's administration, but at the same time, I feel like it was one of the clearest examples of what was going on behind the scenes during his administration, and that's what was a priority during his time. So
Obama administration.
Woo, man, oh man, man, oh man. You know what I mean? But yeah, you would enjoy that one, Gino.
Okay, I'm jotting that down. I'm putting that down. But before we continue, I did attend basketball showcase this weekend.
Yes.
My boy Damon, and it's a video I'm putting together now. I want to show you before we put it out. I wanted to do it for my boy Damon, but
yes, sir.
Damon Williams, he's the founder of the Chicago Basketball Academy, and he had his 2021 showcase at the Drucker Center, which I had no idea even existed. This place is like right in the middle of, it's right by the Apple Store on Clybourne.
Up
North Avenue.
Yeah.
It's like right in the crust of that. And
okay.
You literally
you got the parking garage over there.
Yeah, but it's like I wish I could remember the address, but it's like down one of those side streets. It's where we used to party
are like
at.
the V angle streets.
So Clyde, but it's like it's before. So North Avenue was 1600 North. So this was like 1521 North, whatever the block west of Halsted is.
Man, is it a brewery over there?
There is a brewery over there.
I think I know what you're talking about though. It's a big facility though, right?
Yeah, but if you look at it, you would think it was like some little office space or something. But inside
all of that definitely looked like office space.
Bro, they got two basketball courts. It was a whole facility.
I seen the video. I definitely thought y'all was somewhere on the south side, bro.
Bro, a whole facility in there because it's by the old Dragon Room and by the biology bar and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I used to come over here because I asked the lady, I said, is this place new? She's like, we've been here for almost 3 decades. And I'm like, well, that dates back to the 90s. And I used to be over here all the time, and I would have no idea this place existed.
About to say 30 years, what?
Crazy. But shout out to Damon. Johannes was in there helping Damon. Johannes is a wellness coach, so he was in there, putting the guys through drills and, testing their abilities and, their sprints and their defensive slides. It was a pretty good event. So I got a video that I'm doing. But a couple guys that were familiar. Terry from Orr.
Okay.
Terry with the hair.
Oh, yeah.
He was in there. A couple guys recognized me because I'm like, bro, you look familiar. They like, bro, I remember you, man. You was at the game when we played Orr at such and such. And I'm like, oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Of course.
So,
man.
a kid from Proviso East, Quinlan Bennett, he was at Lamar University. Now he said he transferred. He's going to Western with Nick.
Nice.
Terry was there. He said he went to prep school after he left Orr. Then he went to a junior college, and now he said he's he said he got like 6 D1 offers, so he's just working out, trying to see where he's going to go next.
Nice.
A couple other guys you would have recognized. Kid from Downers Grove North, Trey Boston, I think was his name.
So this was a showcase for a college showcase?
It was basically a college, and there were a couple overseas guys in there. So it was college. Nice. It was a few D1, few NAIA, few JUCO, a few European professionals. But most of them were college kids, and with the new rules, with you being able to kind of maximize and monetize.
Yeah, man.
So
we got to have a conversation about that down the line for sure.
No doubt. But, great showcase, good talent in there. Damon is a great guy. Been knowing him for like 20 years. He's done it all, played in the NCAA tournament, spent 12 years overseas. Wow, okay. FIBA, trained with Tim Grover for like 12 years.
Full professional basketball career.
Trained with Mike.
Oh, man, come on.
Damon still got it. Like, Damon might be my age. He may be a year or so older. Played at McNeese State where Joe Dumars went.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So good guy, man. I was happy to go there. He was like, he texted me like, man, Joe, we got our first showcase. We need the bigs in the building, but I knew you were busy this weekend, so I'm like, I'll just go and hold it down. But I think he's doing another one on the 24th, another one on the 31st, and then he said he's taking the best like 15 kids combined, and he's gonna take them to Vegas, and then they're gonna do a huge showcase in front of NBA scouts, overseas scouts, D1 coaches, and all of that. So,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
No, that's what's up, man. Definitely love to see it. Definitely love to see that stuff getting back in action, bro.
Right.
You know what? We got to shout out our boy, Tim Anderson, former DePaul assistant coach.
We got him on the soil. You know, he said he wanted to come on the soil and chop it up with us.
It's only right, G. Definitely looking forward to see if he can have that same impact at Illinois. I know he's going to have that same impact.
There was a lot of talk about Tim. We'll say that for him, and we'll get his thoughts on it. But there's a lot of people on Facebook in this Facebook group, and they were talking about Tim not being a good fit. They were saying he's a good guy, but he's not the fit that you need in Illinois. And I'm like,
what's
what
good
do y'all
with these Facebook groups?
Yeah,
man?
like, what do y'all know? Like, how? Because they were saying, well, DePaul didn't necessarily blow it out of the water. And I'm like, well, DePaul got the kids that they got because of Tim.
Period. And it was that they played their best ball, and I don't know how long, under his watch.
Yes.
And thanks to the players that he was able to bring over there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
And I've always said this too. I feel like DePaul should be a mid-major school. DePaul, I understand why they're in the Big East.
Yeah.
We understand why. But if they want to maximize, take a step back, reevaluate.
It's time.
Get some talent. You see, mid-majors are thriving.
Yeah, it don't even matter no more.
Come on, bro.
Like, come on, G. If you can go get good players, you'll compete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, the thing about DePaul, you know what I mean, and this is a DePaul issue. I don't know who is, the Dave Lato 2.0 era, I think ended as we all thought it would end. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly what was the idea behind bringing them back. But they got to, I feel like they're on the right track. We've seen the people that they brought over in the last few months. But, yeah, I'm excited to see Tim because Illinois needs some help. You know what I mean? We saw them lose Chin, Cockburn, Adam Miller. You know what I mean? Illinois is damn near in shambles. You know what I mean?
Adam Miller transferred to LSU, right? Yeah. And Kofi took his name out of the NBA draft. Do you think he's coming back to Illinois though?
I don't know if he's like.
I think it's a wrap.
Yeah, and honestly, I've seen people in Illinois on that side of Twitter say that he's about to put his name in the transfer portal soon. So,
did you know that the show put his name in the transfer portal?
I did. I saw him on Twitter say that.
Okay.
And yeah,
the show is Marquise Jacobs
from Uplift up north. But yeah, man, I feel like these kids understand. Go, especially in the when you're playing with your last couple of years of eligibility, go where you can play. You know what I mean? Who cares where it is?
All right, go where you feel like it's best for you. I mean, a lot of these kids. There are a number of reasons why these kids choose the universities that they choose, but I'm pretty sure most of them.
Are we at a point where college players are tired of feeling like or don't believe that these organizations and coaches have their best interests in mind anymore?
Yeah. How many of them do? They're rare. They're out there, but they're rare. Mm-hmm. Most college coaches are looking to have 20-year careers, if that's at the expense of you being told one thing to get you in the door and then something else going on behind closed doors that we'll never know, then hey man, I gotta keep it moving. And in the case of U of I, when you talk about Adam Miller and Kofi and just the transfer portal in general, when you think about Ronald Chin Coleman, shout out to Chin for getting that gig at Kentucky, but him and Antigua, the other guy, they were the reasons why Illinois were getting all of these kids. It wasn't to play for Brad Underwood, bro. Nothing against Brad Underwood. He's cool, but he ain't going out getting these kids. It was never
like that, no.
Yeah, so, my advice to these kids is do you. And even Ben Simmons, if you go back to Ben Simmons, he's like, look, man, I came to LSU to play basketball. I know parents don't want to hear this. I know this isn't the message that you want put out to other athletes. But y'all brought me here to play basketball. I didn't come here to go to school, bro. They got me on the cover of Slam as the next LeBron.
Period. I'm going to the league next year,
All
bro.
I got to do is pass one semester of college.
If I didn't have to go to LSU, I probably would. You know what I mean?
If I didn't have to come here because of these rules that y'all set, I would have been in the NBA already, bro.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah. So no, I feel that. But yeah, I'm let's get Tim on and we can have that conversation. I would love to hear him address, like you said, some of the stuff that may have been said about, him going over to Illinois.
Hey man, DJ, Reese the Ruler, doing all the hard work behind the boards, man. DJ, take us to break. When we come back on the other side, we got to let the people hear Wilson Contreras let the chopper sing on Cubs Nation.
Let's just be happy it's All-Star break, Cubs fans.
Please. DJ, take us to break, man. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIFTPN.
What's good? You back down on the soil rocking with the bigs on What's in It for the Black People Media.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
Exclusive. Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let it see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. Feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kierico. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Taxi being Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have is just Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the suspect? Ain't no luck, yeah. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let it see tomorrow. No. Woman found dead, baby cut out of a womb. I wish it wasn't true. Another woman shot down while her baby in her arms. Can somebody call a truce? This is genocide, honestly. We still remember Tyshawn Lee. I'm implementing new policies, trying to save the generation under me. We gotta drop the sticks and put the poles up. Your man is a weapon, you need to load up. I couldn't imagine losing one of my daughters.
Shoot, I wanna glow up. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' live to see tomorrow. No.
You're listening to the Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
WIFTPN.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio. You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size.
WIIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, but not because our size, not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs, not because our size is the pigs. They calling us the pigs.
Talk about Tim tonight, how he kept you guys off balance, what was going right for him.
I mean, he had a good game tonight. He got an advantage. He had a bigger play than us, and he made good pitches. He painted the corners, and he got a benefit of a few calls. So there's nothing that I can do or we can do about it. Probably need to fight a little more at the strike zone. I don't see none of us arguing any pitch or any pitch close to the zone. And we got hurt tonight on the 2-2 pitch to 1-2 pitch to Edmund. I think the pitch was right down the middle, but like I said, we didn't argue. I think we need to do a better job right there.
Did you think the effort was good tonight from everybody? Did you feel everyone was right where they needed to be?
No, I don't, to be honest. I think I feel like everybody was off. Everybody was distracted. I don't know why. Probably because the All-Star break is really close. Tomorrow is the last game of the first half, and I don't think that way, but I don't think we were on today.
Wilson, you've been on winning teams since you first came up as a rookie, obviously a team that won the World Series. How difficult has this recent stretch been for you?
It's really hard. It's really hard, especially when you want to win. You want to fight for anything that is in your control, but also I have to understand that this is a team effort, and I cannot take control with my hands. I had to let a lot of things go, and we're having a tough stretch right now. I think we had to turn it around, but like I said, it's a team effort. It's not individual effort.
Hey Wilson, if you didn't think tonight was a very strong effort and that guys might have been distracted with the All-Star break coming up, are you concerned about that going forward? If the team, is going to sell at the deadline and what the season might look like with almost half of the season left to play?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing my job. The way I play is not gonna change. That's on everybody's work ethic and job. We had to win as a team, but also I cannot ask everybody to play like I do, or to play like Baez and I play. Everybody's different. I know that they might be tired, but I mean, I'm here to win. I'm here to win. I'm here to compete, and that's what I like to have from everybody else.
Wilson, you consider yourself one of the leaders now, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And why can't you? Can you say something to the other players that you feel aren't are being distracted, or no?
I think there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that I would like to say, but I'd rather keep it to myself than say it. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Man, who was that, Gino?
That was the Cubs all-star catcher Wilson Contreras, the longest tenured Cub on the roster, which to me says he's definitely one of the leaders of the team, not only because of tenure, but by his play. He's been an all-star 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, I think Willie was 100% on point.
That
100% on Willie's side.
Shout out to Wilson Contreras for coming to the podium and being ready to speak as openly as he did. I loved it. As far as, is that not what it looks like is going on with the Cubs right now?
It was, especially Saturday, it was so obvious. It was so evident, even from my vantage point. Which
and was this
was
that
after the loss?
Comments? This was after the Saturday's loss, right here?
This was after Saturday's 6-0 loss. And like I said, the energy, the effort, the selfishness, it was apparent from my vantage point and from all of those guys, G-Dub, Sully, Patrick Mooney, Bruce Levine, all of the people that watch the game that have a pulse on the team. Luckily, we ain't allowed in the clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily, there was no game yesterday, even though Rossi did speak about it.
And I was going to ask you about, what was his response?
His response was basically he doesn't agree with Willie and that he didn't say he didn't agree with Willie. He basically was just saying those comments that if he felt that way, it should have been kept inside the clubhouse. Which I feel like Rossi, I know why he said that is because that falls back on him.
Yeah. And yes, it does. I mean,
100%.
It's going to fall on him whether it's kept in-house or not. You know what I mean? And if David Ross wants it kept in-house, then I feel like he should be the one, he should have been one to say that, to say that then. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're losing like this, there's nothing wrong with coming out and saying how you feel. I mean, I feel like Wilson did it in a player way. He got asked.
And that was what I said on the Diamond Talk Live. I said our main thing on the soil is keeping it playing. I said, hey man,
he ain't Willie, nobody under the bus.
He kept it play. I said he could have let the clip ride, but he said, I'd rather keep it to myself.
Man, he got asked a great question, which is, do you feel like everybody brought it? And he said, no, I don't. You know what I mean? And he said, all I could worry about is how I play, and it's not like I can tell everybody else to play like me. But when I look and see at the effort, no, everybody didn't come. Everybody didn't bring it today.
And there is a lot going on, like he said.
Trade, we know what's going on.
Rumors that have been going on for 3 years. But now
they've talked to the media 2 or 3 times in the last week.
Yeah, but now it's more than evident that things are going to change, and some of these guys that you're used to seeing will not be around any longer. But at the same time, these are professional ball players getting paid a lot of money to be professionals, and when things get tough, it's like a broken record, man. This is a tough game. It's a cruel game, and these guys are on the most cruel side right now, losing 13-15. Guys who have been a part of success for most of their professional tenures as Cubs. They've been successful. So when you go through something like this, of course, they're humans. So, of course, some guys are going to take it one way, some guys are going to take it another way. But the only thing I kind of didn't agree with Willie was about the playing like me and Baez. Now, I understand what he meant.
That was kind of weird.
Because Baez, Javi has even admitted to sometimes, not giving his all. Willie is a guy who gives his
day.
all 100%.
Yeah.
This guy, he leads the league in innings caught. You know, he's gotten beamed in the head twice this year. Didn't miss a single pitch. Got right up, came right back behind the plate. You know, he's grown every year. So I understand what he meant.
See, now that's low-key why I would like to see, you know, exactly what David Ross said, because I feel like he would have been much better served with coming out and saying, he said, you know what, usually I like this kind of thing kept in-house, but Wilson Contreras is one of our leaders.
Well, he was asked, was he one of his leaders? And Rossi said he's a big part of this ball club.
Nah, now it's a feud. You know what I mean? Like, now that's because anything short of yes, I feel like as a baseball player, as an athlete, I would have a problem with.
A lot of people are saying that
he's a big part.
A lot of people are saying if it was KB or Rizzo, then it would have been a different response from Rossi. But since it was Willie,
the longest tenured Cub can't come out and say this. Like, okay, like he's a World Series champion, probably top 2 or 3 catchers in the league. Man, Gino, see now, David Ross, obviously, you know what I mean, if you say that was his response, I'm like, how is Wilson not a leader in your clubhouse,
so
bro?
his response, and this is from G-Dub's article, shout out to our boy Gordon Whitmire, but Gordon, he said, Ross also disputed Contreras' claim that players lacked effort and then conspicuously avoided the question of whether the 6-year starter is considered a team leader.
Shout out to Gordo.
Asked if he viewed Contreras as a leader in the clubhouse and how his comments Saturday might impact that role, Ross said, I think Wilson is a big part of our team. Ross added, I think what he said last night needs to be said in-house and not to the media. I think he understands that. I think that's a good lesson, but I think good is going to come from it, if that makes any sense. And I understand the quote. Of course, I figured that's what Rossi would say, but I don't know what good is going to come from that, man.
Especially if that's his response to it. Like, I feel like he kept it going. You know, he put a little bit more speculation and room for kind of craziness to go on, because and here's what I'm not understanding, Gino. What is this thing about keeping it out of the media? And I understand keeping some things out of the media and keeping it in-house, but what's wrong with him calling a spade to the media? Because he got asked that question because everybody knows the answer.
It was a good question. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like
maybe you should deal with that instead of worrying about what he's saying to the media when he's not really saying. He didn't even say much. He said that it's more I want to say, but I won't.
I guess he felt like that was too much. If you felt like that. Now, I think that's why Sully asked him, like, well, do you consider yourself a leader of the team? And Willie's like, yeah. He's like, well, then why didn't you tell? Or we don't know if he said, we don't know if he said this to the team. Now, Rossi's response kind of aids to the fact that maybe he didn't say it to the team. And maybe Wilson isn't that guy. Again, we know Willie. So he's a guy who's emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And he plays 100% at all times. But we don't know. Being in that clubhouse for 5 years before this year, you get the gist of who has a pulse and who are the spokesmen of the clubhouse. Now that John Lester's gone, as I picture the clubhouse as we walk in, and you know how the clubhouse is made. So in this circle, when you think about, you see, when you come in, you see Ian Happ first, then you see Nico Horner's locker, then Anthony Rizzo's locker, Chris Bryant's locker. You go all the way around. It used to be Schwarber, then it used to be Carrot. Then Contreras is
Wilson,
there.
Yep.
Then it used to be Caratini.
Yep.
Then when it used to be you was the first one here. Then John Lester was next to him.
Yep. And then you swing again.
The relief pitchers are kind of in the middle. Then when you get to the right,
Kyle Hendricks.
You got Kyle. Then CJ used to be on that end.
Jay Hay over
Jay Hay.
there.
Ben Zobrist was the other side. Then Jay Hay. Then, you know, you have your Tony Kemp or whoever like the fill-in guy was. Then you come around and you got Javi and Pedro Strop
right on the edge.
Who was Jose Quintana.
Oh, yeah.
So when you look at the clubhouse, it's like, well, who is the voice of the clubhouse? Because I don't see that being Anthony Rizzo.
At all. Like, I forgot what his voice sounded like this year, bro. Like,
I don't see it being KB. We know Jay Hay is who he is, but I don't think I don't think he's outspoken. I don't think he's gonna address the team, you know, in that manner. So I don't know. Maybe Willie is that guy. Maybe he's not. I don't get that from him. But
I think it's, and then even if he wasn't before that day, before he said that, I feel like it's kind of bogus for David Ross to downplay that question because he's your longest tenured Cub. You know what I mean? It's like, gee, he's not one of your leaders? Okay. All right, David Ross.
He's a big part of the team.
Oh, yeah. And I guess I guess Wilson's just a big part and not like the guy that helped you win the World Series. Yeah, okay. It's kind of petty. It's getting kind of petty up north, bruh.
And like he said, I think good is gonna come from that. And it's like,
that's the typical cliche manager line when something's going on. Some good can come of this because it has to. You know what I mean? Like your job is to find the good in everything, but this is petty, bruh.
So Grant, shout out to Grant Houghton. Grant said there's definitely some chemistry issues on a lot of things, including the vaccine debate, and the Cubs being one of only a few teams not at 85%. Rizzo and Jay Hay being on one side publicly, and Wilson and Javi out promoting to get your vaccine. And I do think I think you have a valid point there. I think that's definitely one of the issues that's kind of lingering around that clubhouse. And I mean, along with just losing baseball, like this is the first time that these guys now on one side, this is a team that's going into the All-Star break with a losing record for the first time since 2017. On the flip side, in 2017, they ended up making the playoffs. So there is some light at the end of the tunnel. But when you think about the odds, obviously the wild card is looking like one of the teams, maybe both teams from the NL West. Mm-hmm. The Dodgers, because it's looking like the Giants may win the NL West. It's still pretty close, but other than that, the
Giants are the best team in baseball right now.
So there you go. So then you think about the Dodgers and the Padres, who are right there. Those are going to be the wild card team. So
that's two.
If the Cubs think they're going to make a run, then they're going to have to go on
the best teams in baseball.
They're going to have to go on like a 15-game winning streak, and the Milwaukee Brewers are going to have to be less than 500 in a 15-game span.
That is like, needless to say, it's going to be very hard to do. But real quick on the chemistry angle, I saw. Did you see Jay Hay? He posted a picture of him on the lake over the weekend.
I did.
Did you see Javier Baez in the comments?
My hermano.
Yeah, he said it's the best feeling, brother. Like I don't know if the chemistry is the issue. I feel like it's a classic. You know what I mean? Players wondering what is going on.
The chemistry?
As far as I don't know if it's a divide amongst the players.
I definitely don't think it's a divide amongst the players, but I do think that is taking a toll on them. Like, guys, again, these are guys, the core of that team. When you Jay Hay, Javi, KB, Rizzo, Willie, Kyle Hendricks, maybe somebody else I'm forgetting, but that seven, those guys formed a serious. When you go through when you go through what they went through, when you stop a 108-year streak in one of the biggest markets in the world,
they're going to be friends forever.
Forever.
Yeah. So like they guaranteed to see when their baseball careers over, they're guaranteed to see each other at least one time a year.
Come on,
they're coming back to Wrigley.
Come on,
but you know what? I feel like you gotta understand these dudes are in the middle of a nosedive. They were one of the best teams in baseball a few weeks ago. It was all good a couple weeks ago.
Before that road trip, they went tied for first place.
Then a nosedive, bro, just a straight dive to the bottom. G, you're gonna be pissed off a lot. You know what I mean? In the midst of a run like this, and who knows? Like, they've nosedived so hard, Gino, that their playoff hopes have like evaporated in a matter of weeks. And this is baseball. You know what I mean? Like, you like to think that every day you got a new chance. But, man, you look like Jed said. He said, yeah, but when I look at our playoff odds in the single digits, and before the All-Star break, I'm kind of like, you know what? Flip the case on the button. Don't push the button yet, but open it up so it's ready to be pressed. And I feel like you gotta. I'm looking at the reports, and the reports that stood out to me is they said, yeah, the names that are out there are Kimbrel and Chris Bryant, but don't discount others.
Right.
And this is a situation where it's like, oh, we got a new candidate. Wilson Contreras seems unhappy.
And he's got another year on his deal.
Somebody could use him. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you trade Willie, man. It's all downhill because, like I said, they don't even have a backup catcher. They've gone through 4 catchers who've all stunk it up.
It's like, who pulling mugs off the street?
So it's like Miguel Amaya is one of the Cubs' top prospects. I don't think he's ready, but I mean, what other option do you have? I mean, obviously they have backup catchers
Bring
in
them
the
up,
system.
man.
Yeah, it's like, and then last night, obviously the draft started last night, so they did well. The futures game yesterday, so we saw that one of their top prospects, Brendan Davis, looking very good. Then you got Ed Howard, who's hopefully, slowly but surely coming up through the ranks.
Yeah.
And then they drafted the pitcher I think they had the 21st pick, Jordan Wicks. We talked to him last night around 10 o'clock. Really cool guy, man. He was bright. You know, said he kind of studied the game of Kyle Hendricks. You know, he's a big change-up guy. I think he came from, was it Kansas State? I don't know what school he came from. But, yeah, lefty. And, you know, again, I know Cubs Nation ain't trying to hear it, but maybe they are because, like you said, we see some of the fan base talking about being the lovable losers again.
Please, God, no.
They done let the Ricketts sell them that dream.
Please don't do that to,
you know,
to the city
rebuilding.
again.
So it's all about rebuilding that farm, getting some good prospects back, seeing what you can get the most return for whoever you're going to let go, seeing which guy you're going to keep to kind of build with and around.
Yes.
So
it's that time for sure.
Be looking for change soon, guys. and you know, we've seen stranger things happen in sports. So, you know, you never know what type of run these guys can go on. But I'm with you, man. I don't think there are any like personal teammate issues in that clubhouse. I think that's a tight-knit group. They just
not when it's been this way. I feel like if this was like the first couple years of them struggling, then maybe. But this has been the Cubs for a while. I feel like they may be looking at each other like, when are they gonna do something? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, gee, we've been losing for like 4 or not, you know what I mean? But we haven't been at a
in terms of
expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we've
been losers for the last 17, cool, we'll let that slide.
You went to NLCS.
But 18, 19, 20, huff.
Yeah, bro.
Even with 90 wins and 88 wins and division titles.
Yeah, Gino, it's just the facts. You know what I mean? So I feel like everybody's like, yeah, come on. Like, who's going to leave? Who's staying? Like,
we tired of, like Chris Bryant said, they asked him, and he was like, yeah, I don't care. It's been the same rumors for 3 years. Like, I'm going to do my job.
Live with it now, fam.
I'm going to get 200 M's regardless.
Period. I'm cashing out. Have you seen my numbers?
Have you seen my agent?
Yeah, have you seen my agent? Have you seen how many different positions I played this year?
Yeah.
Cash me out, fam.
Yeah, man. So.
But,
home run derby tonight.
Is it a lighter note on this? Can we go to Southside real quick?
Oh, yeah, much lighter note, man. Shout out to the great Tim Anderson, man.
Yeah.
I think he's So, was it Carlos Correa who?
From the Astros. They decided to sit it out, not injury related, anything like that. They just decided to not participate this year.
And who else was?
It was 2 Astros. It was.
I know Jose Altuve said he wasn't.
And Carlos Correa.
Right, but who's the other shortstop?
On the American League, I couldn't tell you.
Let me see.
I know I woke up to Clinton Yates. He tweeted out a picture of the entry to the stadium, and it's a picture of Mookie Tatis Jr. and Tim Anderson.
Wow.
At the front of the All-Star game. So it's a beautiful thing. I feel like a lot of the things that we've been talking about over the last couple of years.
Xander Bogaerts.
Oh, Bogaerts, yeah.
I forgot about
him. And he's been, real talk, he's been killing.
He's a killer.
He's been
a
killing.
Killer. Yeah.
And so when it comes to the White Sox, Gino, I feel like it's just a continuous, as far as the big picture goes, it's just a continuous carousel of these guys experiencing the things that we felt they were capable of. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the way the White Sox have hit on the players that they've brought up through their system, you know what I mean? You just got to tip your cap to this organization right now because for two things, I feel like they're still at the very beginning of what they're eventually going to be capable of year after year. But then what you have is players that I feel like are even better than you thought they were going to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tim Anderson, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting here just trying to make sure I encompass it all. You know what I mean? He means the world to the White Sox. Like, in my 30 years, I don't know if the White Sox have had a more valuable player outside of, like, Frank Thomas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's Big Frank.
Yeah, MVP, like, legendary.
All right.
Tim Anderson is, I feel like, walking in those footsteps. And I feel like what our job is now is to make sure that we don't get too comfortable with how good he is. Because you look at, I think he's batting like .318 since 2018, and this is his first All-Star appearance. It's like, okay, I know he's had the controversy with the bat flip and the unwritten rules and everything, but when it comes to his play on the field, he has never not delivered. You know what I mean? He has never not been that guy.
Well, you know, there's been talk, and I mean, there are two sides of the ball. So I think, I don't know. I haven't even looked at the numbers, but I mean, you can get better regardless. If you're having a spectacular season, you can still get better. But I think Tim has struggled on the defensive side of the ball. But then when you think about Fernando Tatis, this guy leads the league in errors by like 8.
Tim has improved.
He's definitely improved.
Yeah.
But this is also, and this is something that we talk about being black baseball players, and this is something else that I want to touch on after we get through talking about Tim. As black baseball players, most of us don't. Tim Anderson is a guy who reached Major League Baseball off of sheer athleticism, raw talent, and just coming from the gutter.
Period.
That man didn't know how to play the game. He's still learning how to play the game now.
You know, he said that to me on a number of occasions. He's like, you know what, bro? I was just winging it. I was just swinging at pitches that were close.
Man. Come on, man.
And now that he has this understanding, G, it's not a surprise. You know what, Gino? One of the coolest things is watching him kind of like, you know, spend a week or two not on it. And watching him find it, bro, has been like one of my low-key joys of watching baseball because you can just see him, okay, I'm a little early. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm a little late.
You got to be able to think that game.
And then when he finds it, he goes on a 12, 13-game hitting streak, and it's like that week or two that he was out of it, don't even exist anymore, G. He's just an elite baseball player. And if he's not an all-star, I don't know what an all-star is. So I'm totally happy that he was able to go ahead and get in there. I feel like this is the start of a string of all-star appearances for this man. So
I'm looking at his statistics, his fielding statistics. In 2016, he started 97 games, played in 98. He had 14 errors. He had 28 errors in 145 games in 2017, his first full season. He dropped it down to 20 errors in 2018 in 151 games.
That was
151 games. This guy played 151 games. that was 18. 2019, he had 26 errors in 122 games, so uptick. Last year, in a kind of that sprint of a season, 60. He had 6 errors in 60 games. So if you 60, 120, so
right there,
He's
would have brought it down.
And that was in 49 games. He's got 5 errors this season in 73 games. So
basically his best defensive season. And Gino, the day before the season, that was, my couple of questions to Tim. And I wish I had the video because he gave a great answer, bro. I was like, Tim, it's kind of weird to I don't want to ask you about offense because we know what you bring to the table. How are you approaching this this season defensively, and where do you think you can improve? And he told me that is his biggest concern. That's what he's focusing on the most. He was like, man, my goal this season is to get better every single game defensively. And I'm like, there we go. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is about to shore up the defensive side. And even before he did that, we talk about his errors. He was what, 3rd or 4th in MVP. He was top 5 in MVP voting last year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Gino, this dude is one of the biggest stars in the league right now.
Shout out to TA.
And is still learning and growing in the game.
He's very deserving of that All-Star nod, and I think it's just the beginning, man.
Oh yeah. And then I feel like when you consider the fact that the White Sox have had the injuries they've had, they sit at 54 and 35, good enough for looks like second best in the American League. Bruh, you gotta be excited. Yeah, I mean, Eloy, it's little breaking news. As we were sitting here, I got the email that Eloy is been assigned to Charlotte. He spent a couple of days in Winston-Salem. Hit a home run, had an error in left field. So I seen people on the internet saying Eloy is really back. But yeah, he's up in Charlotte at AAA, and from what Rick Hahn has been telling the media for the last month, once he gets to AAA, it's just a matter of days until he's back up. So honestly, I feel like we're looking at the first 2 home series. We may have Eloy back in the show, bro.
Just keep that glove out his hand, man.
And you know what, Gino? He's fought already in the 2 media appearances.
I was going to ask you about
going with.
But at some point, and we know Eloy, we know his character, we know how much he's loved.
He has that childlike kind of enthusiasm,
right.
But he's a freaking competitor.
Right. But at the same time, he's got to understand that it's not about you, bro. It's about trying to capitalize on this moment that your team has, Eugene. And it's about what's best for your team. And if that's being a DH, then that's what you got to do, bro.
Do you know who's the best follow in White Sox Twitter right now? Is Goodwin, our boy B. Good. Brian Goodwin.
The center fielder?
Center fielder.
Oh, okay.
So he's been tweeting kind of subliminally. When Adam Eaton got cut a couple of days ago, he tweeted, party, let's all get wasted.
Oh, wow.
And then after Eloy's press conference, he tweeted, he said in a game of baseball, you can't think for yourself. You got to think for the team.
All day long.
You know what I mean? And I was like, he got to be talking about
100%.
And the thing is, what Eloy could bring to the DH position, you know what I mean? He can take
in the middle of that lineup, stop it.
Exactly.
Eloy, come down off, I know he's a young guy. We know where he came from.
He doesn't want that to be his lasting memory.
And it doesn't have to be a lasting memory, bro. But right now.
He'll play in the field again.
Come on. But right now, you guys have a mission to accomplish. And it's not about you. It's about how you can help that's the best thing you can do is how you can help your team. If you got to scale back a little bit,
yes,
then you do that. But it's about what's best for the team.
And they got athletes in the outfield now. I mean, Billy Hamilton is back. Andrew Vaughn is showing that he's versatile.
Killing yesterday.
2 home runs.
I saw Billy make that outstanding catch. This is a guy who couldn't get a job.
Bruh. Couldn't get a job. Could not get a job. And he's basically like one of the best White Sox utility guys right now. But then, and this is my guy, bruh, Adam Engel.
I saw him yesterday.
Bruh.
I saw him yesterday coming through.
Coming through with the 3-run in the 10th to break the tie, bruh. But he's played, I think he's had like 40 at-bats. Yeah, 5 or 6 home runs.
Already?
Yeah, man. And then in the outfield, he's been locked in since he came back from injury. Just an athlete, one of the fastest dudes in the American League, bro. Man.
Oh, he's a speedster?
Oh, the man is one of the fastest dudes in the American League out there.
Okay.
So, Gino, on the other side of the break, I'm looking forward to to, the help that's on the way. And looking forward to seeing what Rick Hahn has. But, and here, I got to say it real quick, our boy Lance Lynn, who just might be my favorite pitcher, in the league right now as far as approach to the game. You know what I mean? And when he gives you a glimpse into how he's thinking, it's always very entertaining. And they asked him about starting the All-Star game and if Ohtani gets the nod, and he was not feeling that. He was like, look,
if Ohtani gets the nod to start the pitcher,
to be the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. No. And he was like, look, I just don't feel like that's the best decision. He's having an amazing season. He was like, basically, I've been the best pitcher in the American League, bro. He said, basically, he was like, when you look at me or Carlos, you know what I mean? He was not feeling Ohtani being the starter. And basically he was saying that it's an honor. And of course that he would love that honor of starting the All-Star game.
Who's coaching the
Tampa Devil Rays guy? My bad.
My boy. Can't think his name. My boy.
But yeah, Gino. So I feel like it's cool. It's always cool to have a pitcher that's not going. You know what I mean? I'm happy he's on the Sox.
Is it Rocco Baldelli?
That's Minnesota.
Right. The guy who took Blake Snell out and they lost Kevin Cash.
Kevin Cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blake Snell and I remember that when all hell broke loose.
When sabermetrics go wrong.
Stupid. But yeah, Gino, I feel like the White Sox have kind of like went through everything that I feel like they were supposed to go through in the first half. They had their Tony La Russa brushed up. They dealt with injuries, but they stayed afloat. My favorite saying so far this year is that they pour out a little liquor for their homies and keep it moving.
Keep it moving, yeah. That's the best way to do it.
It's been the theme, and honestly, it is the theme of winning baseball. Shout again, Gino. Tip your cap to Rick Hahn for what he's been able to do against God knows what other forces have been kind of working against him or not working on the same wavelength as he has. To bring Billy Hamilton out, to bring him over here and get what you get out of him.
A guy that couldn't get a gig.
Good one. But, and now he's starting every day. You had a great step from Yermín Mercedes. Adam Eaton is off the squad now, but he didn't hurt you. He got you a couple of wins while he was here. And then on top of that, starting pitching, bro, is muscling, just muscling their way through the season right now. And nobody thinks that they can't get better. So, and Michael Kopech is back, everybody. If you've seen the 2 innings that he's had, I think he got 6 or 7 strikeouts, fam. So,
okay.
Shout out to all the Southsiders out there that's getting ready for, I feel like, the fun part of the year. Tony La Russa, the last press conference he said before the break, he came out and said, you know what, I'm going to enjoy the All-Star break, but he's like, this is when it get fun, bro.
Right.
He's like, this is when
second half.
Yeah, he's like, this is when you start to look at your guys like it's time to go.
Now let's see what we got. The first half was cool. It's like, the NBA or any sport. It's like, now this is when it matters because now no one's 100%. Everybody's nicked up. Yep. Everybody's bruised up. Everybody's going through injury. Everybody's got some guys out, but now it's about bearing down. And now the mental aspect of it comes into play more than ever. And it's now who's the toughest mentally.
Period.
And see who can get to the finish line. Hopefully they can get there a few games ahead and you can kind of scale back a little bit, give your guys some days off, get them off their feet, and get ready for the most important time, and that's October.
Come on, man. Yo, Eloy Jimenez headed to Charlotte. Next stop is the South Side. So, yeah, man, I feel like it's a great time to be a White Sox fan. And any of those Cubs fans that's over there that may be throwing in the towel, man, it's some beautiful baseball being played right now.
Hey, man, you ain't got to throw in the towel to be rooting for your Southside brothers,
you know
man.
I gotta keep
putting this in the air, man. You guys, We got
I
two.
love it, Gene.
We got two teams, bruh.
Bruh, thank you.
We have two teams, man. It's only two cities with two teams.
Yeah,
Three. Well, LA. Well, they in Anaheim, though,
championships.
Right? Come
like,
on, man. Like you got to be rooting for those guys over there. When it's crosstown time, cool. It's all about choosing a side on the crosstown. But when it's not, when there's no crosstown action, you got to be rooting. Both sides have to be rooting for each other, man. We are overdue. Even though one side looks like they're headed one way and the other side looks like they're headed the total opposite direction.
It's always kind of like perplexing to me because I feel like the divide is super real. Just even at, I look at my circle, I look at my guys. I'm totally like in the middle and the only one in the middle. My White Sox homies, they look at the Cubs, what's going on with the Cubs, like, gee, I don't give a damn. And I look back at them like, gee, Rizzo, KB, and Javi, like, they about to split up. What's good? And then my Cubs, my Cubs homies, they call them the Sucks. They're never not the Sucks.
Right.
The SUX. And they couldn't care. They make it a priority to tell you, I don't know what's going on the other side of town. I looking like, you're fronting, bro. Like, come on, my D. You're doing a lot of fronting right now. Stop fronting. And plus, we're much better together, y'all. Let's go ahead and lay down the swords. August is almost here. The Crosstown Classic, even if the teams are going in different directions, it's always a fun series to do. So, relax, y'all.
Hey, man, I wanted to read an excerpt from C.C. Sabathia's new autobiography. It's called Till the End. And I wanted to read these quotes, this excerpt, and just talk about it for a second. We all knew one another. We all talked to one another. We had to talk to one another. I had a million white friends in the game, guys who couldn't be more on the opposite end of the spectrum from me in how they grew up or in their political views. But if you saw another black dude on the other team, it's automatic. Oh, we going to dinner tonight. It didn't matter that for 3 hours on the field, I did everything I could to beat them. After games, I'd hang with Mookie Betts, David Price, Adam Jones, Marcus Stroman, etc. All the black players were in a text group. It was self-defense and self-preservation. The bond was tight because we had a lot in common and there weren't many of us. And that was basically CC. And again, I touched on it because I said that I've talked to Carl Edwards Jr., Billy Hamilton, Adam Jones,
yeah, man,
and D. Gordon about their relationships with other players. When we had access is 75% back. We still don't have the clubhouse, but the field access. So anytime, and this is just me as usually the only black outside of Russ, and Russ wasn't even here yet. But being the only black media member, I felt it was an obligation for me when I saw a black player on another team for me to go and introduce myself.
Yes, sir.
Because usually they were the only black player on the squad.
In the vicinity, yes. You're the only other one they're going to see this week.
It was my obligation to go and introduce myself and form, not trying to be friends, but just so next time you see me, out of respect and out of personal duty.
And that's real. Of course they respect.
It was mutual.
Yeah.
So especially when you got a guy like Adam Jones, who's been through it all, who was a veteran in the league, and then you got Billy Hamilton and CJ and D. Gordon and all these other guys, and their sentiments were the exact same. Because I used to tell, I'm like, CJ, he was like, bro, I got every one of them guys' numbers in my phone. It's like, yeah, it's a must that we talk because the hashtag, we all we got.
Period. Like literally. And surrounded by, of course, white people. That's the world for you.
Yeah, man. So it was just, and that was just the excerpt. CC Sabathia, he went at length. I forgot what he was talking about specifically, but that was just it was the part that stood out the most to me, obviously, because and again, I always tell you, man, I've been comfortable because you got to think about it. A lot of those guys, they come up, when you think about the black players, I would go out on a limb and say most of them come from tough backgrounds. So when you think about them coming up through the hood, we take CC for example, a guy that grew up in the inner city in Oakland, in the hood. I'm pretty sure he was the only black guy once he got, I don't know if he was a first round pick in the draft. I know he was a very high draft pick, but most of those guys, their first interaction with white folks is not Major League Baseball, but well, it is Major League Baseball. Once you get drafted by a team, it's Major League Baseball, regardless if it's single A, double A, triple A. So that's their first interaction. So lucky for me, I was introduced at an early age when I got to Mount Carmel, being the only black guy on the team. You know, I was the majority of the school was white. So
period.
Before I even got to being the only black dude on the baseball team,
only black people in the whole
school.
Yes.
Now we played sports, so most of the basketball team was black. Football team was mostly white. All the rest of the sports were mostly white, but the basketball team was mostly black. So we same thing. We clicked together because we had to. It was nothing against the white boys because they was cool too, but we shared something.
Oh, it goes without saying, bro. Like, these are the people that you're going to relate to the most.
So it was just interesting to hear that, from CC Sabathia, and that basically he was saying this ain't our sport. That's what it was.
Period,
he was
bro.
saying
that's totally what I got from it.
This ain't our sport.
Like, we feel like visitors in this world
all day,
even though, like, you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
even though, because we hold it down.
The black baseball players have always been the best players. So.
Yeah, go get the book, man. I wanted to buy it myself. Till the End. It's the new CC Sabathia autobiography.
I'm definitely gonna check that.
You
one
saw
out.
the documentary though, right?
Yeah,
documentary was. Do you remember the name of it?
I can't remember the name of it, but I know it was another HBO production.
Okay.
So that one's gonna be easy to find. But man, it was great, man. Because CC Sabathia. I mean, like, when you think of him, what do you think of? Like, one of the best black pitchers of our era, and he was like one of the guys.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the guys.
Through and through. You know what I mean? So, and the documentary solidifies that and gives you a glimpse into, of course, what everything that's going on post, his post-career. The documentary, the book was coming. His wife was with Clutch, agent now. So,
really?
Yeah, his wife is heading up one of the agencies over there at Clutch.
Wow.
Yeah, they doing it big, the Sabathias.
She was like very instrumental in keeping him afloat when he kind of wanted to just let it all go.
Yo, you know how it is. Like, he wouldn't have been here without his wife. That's for sure. He may have been somebody's rehab. Yeah, I mean, that was CC's story. So yeah, I'm looking forward to grabbing that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that one too, man. We got about 7 minutes left.
6-7 minutes.
Team USA, bro.
Those guys, bro. The Nigerians, and I saw somebody say somebody gonna ask how many points did J. Cole have. And I was, but yeah, G, like, what they took that, like, what was going on? And I know it's just an exhibition game, but still, that's shocking, bro.
I mean, well, when you look at it,
because Mike Brown was the coach.
Mike Brown was the coach
for Nigeria.
Jaleel Okafor was on the squad.
I saw that.
Yeah, I think he had. They said he had been someone in his family passed, so he had been at the services. So when he got back, Mike Brown said he just didn't want to throw him in the mix like that. So
wow.
He was over there. But when you look at it, the Nigerian team started 4 NBA players: Josh Okogie,
okay,
Gabe Vincent from the Heat. The guy from the Jazz, Udo, I think that's how you say his name.
Last name?
Udoh.
Uh-huh.
And who else was it? Let me see. Josh Okogie, Gabe Vincent. I don't know. I can't think of the other guy, but they started 4 NBA guys. And what this is saying to me, and this is what we've been, this has been evidence for the last few Olympics, is that the gap is closing because a lot of those guys are, they don't look at those guys like,
No,
I'm playing against
they
Damian
play
Lillard
with guys
and,
I play with all winter.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And then when you think about the style of play that takes place in the Olympics, it's not the style of play that they play in the NBA. Like the Olympics, they let you play a little bit more. So the Nigerian team, they were up the entire game. They started off just.
What was it? A bunch of one-on-one action from USA?
Oh yeah, and you know
got KD and everybody. You know what I mean?
But they're saying that the US team only had 3 days of practice when the Nigerian team has been practicing for a month. And I'm like, well,
okay,
if that's the narrative we want to spin, cool. But there's no way KD, Dame, Bradley Beal, Draymond, and Jason Tatum should be losing to a bunch of B-list, C-list NBA guys. No disrespect.
No disrespect, but it's
absolutely no disrespect.
It's USA basketball.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, bro. No way. Are you supposed to be taking L's even in an exhibition game? So if it's a wake up call, cool. But I totally feel like it's a sign that this is not going to be a cakewalk for Team USA, man. Like, because like you said, the gap is closing.
No way. Oh, they're going to have to fight to win this gold, bro.
They're actually going to have to, like,
and Nigeria,
play good basketball.
Nigeria they're not pegged to be one of the finalists in medal competition.
Exactly, Joe.
So I definitely think it's just a wake-up call. I think those guys, like, you know, it's Pop is coaching. So he's going to get after those guys. I'm pretty sure they kind of looking like, hey, Joe, we was Huff.
They said Pop ain't been Pop since he traded Kawhi for DeRozan. And like he lost his powers after that one. But you know what? And this is probably weird, but Gino, I'm just realizing I had a dream that I was like, this is all I remember, but I was watching Zach LaVine dunk his ass off, like over and over again, and like I was going crazy. I don't know what the hell, why, or what it means, but I definitely had. Well, that was in my dreams over the last weekend or so.
It was funny as hell because they set up the last play for Zach LaVine. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now, and what did he do? How did he?
Man, they were down 4. I don't know if they were down 4 or 5, but they came down and set up a 3-pointer for Zach, and I'm like, okay, cool. But so Zach ends up running off these screens. He starts up at the top. He runs all around baseline, screen, comes back up around the top. Dame hits him with the pass. Then Zach he gets the ball. Now it's like 18 seconds left. They're down 2 possessions. Mm-hmm. So they're looking for a 3. So then Zach gets the ball. The 3 ain't open. And so now Zach is dribbling. Then he dribbled for like 5 or 6 seconds. And then they fouled him. So he goes to the line, misses the first free throw. Damn. It was just the play didn't make any sense. You know, I'm like, well, why Dame, KD, or Brad ain't just about to bust one of these dudes down, get a 3, foul on the other end, and whatever. But so all of that was just weird to me. Zach ended up missing the free throw. They ended up losing the game. KD shot 4 for 13. Dame shot 4 for 10. Bradley Beal shot 1 for 7. So your 3 main guns on the team
completely cold.
4, 5, 9 for 13, 20, 30. So they were 9 for 30. And again, I don't expect those guys to shoot like that again, but I think it was a wake-up call. I think Nigeria came out on business.
Yeah.
They were tough.
Well coached.
Yep. And they played together. And they shot lights out. I think Gabe Vincent might have hit, I think he was like 7 of 8. Let me see. Gabe Vincent was 6 for 9 from 3. Actually, no, that was his field goals. He was 6 for 8 from 3. Caleb Agata, he was the point guard. He was 3 for 3 from 3. And they shot 48% from the 3. Meanwhile, I mean, USA shot 42%, but like I said, Nigeria had a strong hold on the game from the jump, and you know, USA they just couldn't come back and get that W. So it's a clear wake up call for those guys. I do expect them to win the gold medal, but ain't nobody gonna roll over and die for them guys, man.
Come on, Zach. If they want you to be the secret weapon, go ahead and make it happen. You know what I mean? Go ahead and knock them free throws down. Make us proud.
So on that note, another episode. Yeah, man, that's how we had to end it, DJ. I wanted to get the USA team out of here early. I was at Wrigley and I was watching Twitter and they was like, man, the U.S. team about to lose to Nigeria. So I'm like, oh, hold on, let me find this game. So I tuned in. I got there like a minute left in the third. So I did see all of the fourth. And yeah, it was a lot of one-on-one. They just didn't look, there was no consistency with the offense. They were all, they were just out there.
I seen KD get a shot blocked.
Trying to go dunk on one of the dudes.
Yeah.
Glassed it. So,
yeah. You know what? Let's definitely, going to be watching Team USA over the next few weeks. I'm looking forward to Simone Biles, Gene, as far as the Olympic go. Just let me know when Simone Biles.
Did the Olympics, when do they start?
I'm not 100% sure when they start. I know they haven't started yet. We haven't had any opening ceremony. Maybe I couldn't tell you.
Gotta be soon.
It gotta be like over the next week or two.
Because I know Team USA, they got like 3 or 4 more exhibition games.
Okay, so it may be a couple weeks. Okay, maybe a couple weeks.
So Chris, my bad, Chris. We gotta look at the family members. Shout out to the comments section, man. Everybody in the comments, we love y'all. Y'all know what time it is. But
real family.
No NBA Finals talk. We forgot. He said, no NBA Finals talking. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks did exactly what most of us should have expected them to do. Go back to Milwaukee and have the game that they had. Giannis with another 40-pack, 41 and 13. Drew Holiday came out buzzing.
That guy is nice.
So 2-1 Milwaukee, exactly what I expected. And, I don't expect Devin Booker to go 4 for 13. Again, I did like what Monty Williams did.
I still got to catch up, Gino. But go ahead.
No, you didn't miss much.
I saw that, of course, I seen the poster, Cam Johnson on PJ Tucker.
Cam Johnson had a really good third quarter. Too bad, the rest of the team wasn't there to help. But you didn't miss much. Like I said, it's pretty much what most people who know NBA basketball should have. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Milwaukee comes in, they dub Phoenix. Devin Booker has a terrible shooting performance. I like what Monty Williams did, taking him out of the game, sitting him next to him, talking to him. Giving them some rest and, letting him think about it. Hey, man, look. Nah, bro. We need you to be on your A game. Mm-hmm. We're not going to win. Chris Paul is the leader, the veteran leader.
But we all know.
But we know who the best player on the team is, and we need you to be that to lead our team to be able to. Because all Phoenix got to do is win one game in Milwaukee. That's really all they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to. I don't expect them to. I expect Milwaukee to come out with this. Oh, yeah. I expect Giannis, man. And the thing, and DJ, I know you wanted to say something, but the thing that I'm tired of people talking about is the things that Giannis can't do.
About to say, because the things he can do, he's like automatic. Like,
what about the things that he can't, that he does?
Dominates that nobody else can do. How about that?
Come on, man. 41 and 13, a guy who we thought wouldn't even be playing.
Oh, he's on another level right now. And like, no question. He's in like that universe was like reserved for one player.
Come on, man.
He's living in that space right now.
Come on, man. And I think the key to Giannis is his brother. There's no way you don't keep his brother around. However long you keep Giannis around, wherever Giannis goes,
that's that real.
Is his name? What's his brother? Theasnis.
Giannis and Theasnis.
Whatever his name is, bro. I love that guy, man. I love their I like Giannis, man. I'm really beginning to grow my like for Giannis even more. The only reason I don't like them is because it's the Milwaukee Bucks and they're in our division. But we suck, so it doesn't really matter.
We ain't got to worry about that right now.
But I'm really growing to. I love the relationship with those guys. I love how Giannis confides in his brother. I love how the pregame chat in the after the starting lineups are announced and then they go do all they pounds and that, and then Giannis and his brother, they have like this heart to heart
brother moment.
He's Giannis. You can see that he's the younger brother, and like he confides.
That's the cool.
Yeah, man. Like big bro is telling him like, "Hey, dude, look, man.
Remember how we got
here, man.
This ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Go do your thing."
And Giannis, it's not like he's listening and like, yeah, cool, but it's like, this is my big brother. Mm-hmm. When we didn't have nothing,
and we
had to share shoes, when I had to hoop, and then he had to hoop, and I had to take my shoes off and give them to him so he could play. And now in my Stephon Marbury voice,
yes, sir,
we here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely love that. And I want to see the Milwaukee Bucks win the NBA championship.
Oh,
my boy Bobby, our boy Bobby,
come on,
BP.
Man. That's probably my favorite thing going on with the Founders right now. That Bobby Portis is loving it the way he is.
You got to read his Players Tribune. He did a Players Tribune article Saturday.
Did he say that he wished he could?
No, this is something new.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna read that one today. This one that said he wishes that he signed a deal with the Bulls. No, I was gonna read that one today. No, this is him personally. This is his article in the Players Tribune.
I'm definitely gonna peep that because this morning I watched his post game about learning how to play his role from Taj.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And how Taj, like, basically how right now he's using what Taj taught him when he was on the Bulls about how to just pay attention to what your role is.
Yeah, because when he got here, he wasn't getting too much time playing
BP.
behind Joe.
Come on.
Come on,
another
one. Another classic from the Bigs.
Yes.
DJ, did you have anything to chime in with the finals?
What you thinking, G?
Oh no, well, it was definitely, scripted. I guess I don't care which team won, win. I think the Suns are gonna win, but to see Giannis out there doing what he's doing and actually hitting his free throws now is
right.
As long as he hitting them free throws, then he a danger. If he going out there shooting 18 and only missing 4, then what can you do? That's the thing. You foul Giannis, so he go 1 for 2 and shoot
15 on the board from the line.
So do stuff like that. But yeah, definitely. And with BP, I actually got a chance to play one-on-one with him at David Buster's.
What?
So he was. I was there, and so I was like, "Hey man, I play a game against you." He's like, "Yeah, he had swiped it and everything, and then we had hooped it up." He definitely won, but nevertheless, and then to go back to Giannis, Giannis, I think it was like his second year or something that he was on the Bucks. His older brother was not in the league yet. They actually came to the UC, and I was at the game, and right after it, they family meet. So I actually was with the family for 20 minutes talking to the family older brother before security was like, oh, well, if you don't have no VIP badge.
We probably seen you, G. We probably
at the UC, at the game? Oh, we definitely saw you there.
How they had a family waiting.
In the section about,
yeah. So I'm with that. I don't know how I got up in there, but I'm with them. I'm chilling. I'm talking to the older brother and everything. But they had the little lavaliers on, and I didn't have one. So, right before we was going up in there, I was like, but then I was like, man, I don't care about Giannis, man. He really he won big.
Exactly.
He was just
he was a baby. Yeah, he was a baby out there.
Decent.
No,
and the Olympics is July 20th.
July 23rd. Yeah, my mama just put it in the comment.
Nice.
So yeah, man, Game 4 tomorrow or Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
It's got to be tomorrow.
Yep.
Is Wednesday?
Wednesday. So it's not a travel day. They doing 2 games in between.
No, ain't no travel day. They in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's definitely Wednesday.
Okay. Well, I guess they're going to let Major League Baseball live, give Major League Baseball
the All-Star
the
game,
stage.
right, yeah.
So, yeah, man, Phoenix up 2-1. Great job by Milwaukee. Read the Bobby Portis article, Players Tribune.
Yeah.
I love Giannis and his brother's relationship, man. That's my biggest takeaway from this NBA Finals. So, with that being said, man, we are out of here. We will catch y'all back here Wednesday. And, that's it. Hopefully, maybe we may have some news from the Cubs.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, you know what? It'll be the day after the All-Star game. They like to sneak a few things in.
Right.
Before the second half starts. So, yeah, we'll keep our eye out.
But, yeah, shout out to T.A. making his first All-Star appearance of many.
Indeed.
Shout out to the first place White Sox going into the break, holding it down on the South Side. And that's all we got today. So, for myself, for my player partner, T-Tom, for our guy, DJ Reese the Ruler, holding us down behind the boards. You know how we do over here, man. We show love, spread love, stay away from the haters, circulate the dollar with your people. But most importantly, man, always continue to keep it player, man. There's a lot of unplayed individuals out here. And y'all making the brothers look bad, man. So it's up to players like myself and T and DJ and our brothers, Two and Herb, I said what I said, who are probably live on their page right now. Go tune in to the brothers after we get done here. But it's up to us to continue to keep it player, man. So in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, the poet laureate, known to most of y'all as Pimp C from the legendary group UGK. Shout out to the bun, man.
Yes.
Shout out to the bun and the pimp.
Definitely the pimp.
But in his words, man.
Get off the boo-boo.
We out.
Middle of the map, we shaking up. Don't give too much that. Nah, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.